Welcome back to 6-Minute Math, where we turn confusion into clarity 6 minutes at a time. Thank you for joining us today for our video on solving two-step equations, the extended version. Ring that bell to be notified of more 6-minute videos coming your way. Because this is an extended version, we won't have a time limit to give ample time for understanding and process. Our key points when we are solving any equation is that we are going to use opposite operations to isolate for the variable. Isolating for the variable means we need to get the variable alone on one side of the equal sign, and the way we're going to do that is through our opposite operations. We can look at any equation like a balance scale with the equal sign in the middle. If I isolate for the variable by adding on the left side, I need to add on the right side to maintain that balance. If then I need to multiply on the left side, I again need to maintain equality by multiplying by the same amount on that right side. So let's look at some examples. We're going to solve for y in 3y minus 4 equals 8. We're going to get the term with the variable by itself first, which is 3y. We need to get rid of this negative 4. And how are we going to do that? We're going to use opposite operations. The opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. But I need to maintain my balance by doing the same operation on both sides of the equal sign. I'm left with 3y. Negative 4, positive 4 cancel each other off. Equals 8 plus 4 is 12. At this point, I want my variable by itself, so I need to get rid of my coefficient, which is being multiplied with my variable. What is the opposite of multiplication? Well, that would be division. So I'm going to divide by that coefficient. And if I do it on the left side, I have to do it on the right side as well. 3 divided by 3 cancel each other off. And we're left with y equals 12 divided by 3 is 4. Let's solve for z in z divided by 4 plus 6 equals 10. Again, I want that term with the variable by itself first, so I need to get rid of this positive 6. The opposite of positive 6 is negative 6. And then let's maintain equality by doing a negative 6 on the right side as well. My z over 4 carries down. Positive 6, negative 6 cancel each other out. I have an equals, and then 10 minus 6 is 4. I now need to isolate for that variable by getting rid of my divide by 4. The opposite of division is multiplication, so I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 4. 4 divided by 4 cancel each other out, which means I'm left with z equals 4 times 4 is 16. Let's solve for y in 6 equals negative 3y plus 9. This might look a little different than our other equations that we have solved, but nothing changes in our process. We still want the term with the variable by itself first. So I need to get rid of this positive 9. What's the opposite of positive 9? Well, that would be negative 9. And to maintain my balance, I'm going to subtract 9 on the left side as well. 6 minus 9 is negative 3 equals negative 3y. and then this positive 9, negative 9 cancel each other off. At this point, I need to isolate for my variable, so I need to get rid of this coefficient of negative 3. And how do I get rid of that coefficient? I'm going to divide by negative 3 on both sides. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is equal to 1, equals this negative 3 divided by negative 3 cancels each other off in this situation because it is attached to the variable, which means y is equal to 1. The reason that these negative 3's cancel each other off, but the ones on the left side don't, is because of this variable. If it is attached to something, you don't need to write the coefficient of 1. Let's solve for m now. In m divided by 3 minus 2 equals 4. Let's get that term with the variable by itself first by adding 2 on both sides of my equal sign. Carry down my m divided by 3. Negative 2, positive 2 cancel each other off. Equals 4 plus 2 is 6. I now need to get rid of this divide by 3 to get the m by itself. So the opposite of dividing by 3 is multiplying by 3. I'm going to do that to both sides of my equal sign. 3 divided by 3 cancels each other off. And I'm left with m equals 6 times 3 is 18. Let's solve for a. In 5 equals negative 2a plus 3. Let's get that term with the variable by itself by subtracting 3 from both sides. 5 minus 3 is 2, and that is going to equal negative 2a because my positive 3, negative 3 cancels each other out. At this point, I want my variable by itself, so I'm going to divide by that whole coefficient, which in this case is negative 2. 2 divided by negative 2 is going to be negative 1, and that's going to equal negative 2 divided by negative 2 is canceling each other out. And we always want our variable first, so we're going to say a equals negative 1. Let's solve for n. In 7 plus 2n equals 21. Let's put that term with the variable by itself by subtracting 7 from both sides. 7 minus 7 cancels each other out. So I'm left with 2n equals 21 minus 7 is 14. We need that term or the variable by itself, so we're going to divide by that coefficient of 2. We're going to maintain equality by doing it on both sides. 2's cancel out, and n is going to equal 14 minus 2 is 7. Let's solve for m in our last example here. Of 9 equals negative m over 4 plus 2. We're going to put that term with the variable by itself, so let's subtract 2 and maintain equality on both sides. 9 minus 2 is 7, and that's going to equal negative m over 4 because my positive 2 and negative 2 cancel each other out. At this point, I need to get rid of this divide by 4. The opposite of division is multiplication, So I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. 4 times 7 is 28. And that is going to equal, my 4's cancel out, negative m. Now I don't want a negative variable, so I'm going to just rearrange that to say negative m equals 28. And I'm going to show you a little tip here. If you have a negative variable and want to make it positive, all we're going to do is divide by negative 1. But if you do it on one side of the equal sign, you have to maintain your balance by doing it on the other. Negative m divided by negative 1 makes the variable a positive, and 28 divided by negative 1 is negative 28. Those are all the examples we have today for solving two-step equations. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 6Minute Math, and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below for any topic you want to see me tackle in a future 6-minute episode. Always remember that the best way to get math is to practice math, so keep on practicing. And until next time, keep solving and evolving.